Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday in the office, grinding out some loans before the day gets really busy. So, everybody wants to know, most people want to know a little bit about me and why I chose to get into the mortgage industry. So, I was 18 years old. I was a freshman at Florida State University, and I was going around looking for houses to rent near the school because I was living all the way in Killarney Estates in the suburbs, so I wanted to get something closer to school. And I was walking and around this particular neighborhood, and I heard this couple arguing and fighting about, okay, if we rent the place, who's going to collect the rent, etc. So then I overheard their conversation. I said, well, how much are you guys charging for rent? And I think it was like $500 back then. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house to rent, pretty cheap in Florida, back in like 1995. And I was like, well, I calculated the rent, and then I said, well, how much would you charge? How much would you sell the place for? They were getting a divorce. They just wanted to get everything over with, so they had 4 houses. I negotiated with them. I bought 4 of the houses at the same time when I was 18 years old, and I bought them for $25,000 each. They weren't really bad fixer-uppers. My father, Dr. Yao Ayawusu, R.I.P. Pops, helped me put down cheap linoleum in the kitchen. We did some carpet replacement. Long story short, I sold those properties for $50,000 each less than 3 to 6 months later. So I netted $100,000. The renovation, like I said, it was not that much. I didn't spend more than $400 or $500 in each place. That's when I fell in love with mortgages. I didn't know what I was doing. I actually bought the houses before I told my parents. Forgot to tell you that part. So I went to a hard money lender. I was 18. I didn't really have credit. I didn't really have really good income. At that point, I had started First Class Cleaners, which was a cleaning company, sort of like Merry Maids. And so I had that income. And then I also was just working at Whataburger, which is like a restaurant over like a McDonald's or something in Florida. I used a hard money lender. The interest rate, I believe, was around 13% interest. It was a hard money loan, so I had to pay it back within 5 years. I didn't know much about credit. I didn't know much about any of that. So my goal was to fix it and either rent it to the college kids around there. And I knew once I fixed it, I can get probably around $1,200 a month because I was going to rent it by room. So I'm already thinking like an entrepreneur. My mom had her own company, a J. West African boutique in Tallahassee. She was actually sewing clothes and had an actual boutique for people to come and get custom-made clothes. My father was a professor at the FAMU FSU College of Engineering right down the street from the houses that I bought. So I knew that there was going to be a market for people that did not want to buy and wanted to rent. So either way, I was going to rent it, I was going to sell it. I ended up selling it, netting $100,000. And I didn't really flip that money into something else because I was 18. I did another project or two. I think I did a project in Africa or something like that. But that is why I got into the business, because the lender that I used was a hard money lender. Hard money lenders are totally different than conventional lenders, brokers, Bank of America, SunTrust, Apex Mortgage. The interest rate is this. They only care about the property value. They don't really care about your credit. I literally just closed a loan. The person had like 400 credit scores. We closed, and they got like $100,000 out of the deal. So that's when I fell in love with mortgages, because I didn't like the way I was treated by that loan officer. I was really left in the dark about a lot of things. So I said, you know what? I can do this job, but I'm going to be more informative. I'm going to tell people the truth. I'm going to tell them if your credit is not good, what to do to fix it. I'm going to tell them if you don't have enough assets, what you need to do to get assets. I'm going to tell them about the different products, whatever. And that's why I got into mortgages. So the actual house that I'm living in right now with my kids is my 6th house. 6. And I am fabulously young, forever young. But I know people that are my age that have never bought one house. I'm not saying that to say that I'm better than anybody. I'm saying that to say I thought differently. I always, from that point, I said either I'm going to be a property manager for people that rent, or I'm going to be a loan officer. I ended up, my career took me down the path of doing both. So I managed a 250 unit property, subsidized housing. I've managed tax credit communities. I've managed townhouses. I've managed any type of property that you can think of except commercial. And now I'm doing mortgages full time. So I say that to say you can either be a renter or you can be an owner. You can either pay my rent for the houses that I own and help me pay my mortgage and put my kids through college. And when I sell my property, take hundreds of thousands out of my property. Thank you, renters. Or you can be an owner. It really is simple as that. www.stoprenting.biz is my website. I'm going to post this on my YouTube page. Just go on there, see the different products that we offer. I'm starting to do seminars. I'm starting to do happy hours. Well, I've always done seminars. I worked with the L2 Ray Lewis Foundation for several years. I worked with Monica Jenkins, Torrey Smith's mother, who was an excellent football player with the Ravens. I've worked with a lot of people, and now I'm working with a good team of 8 real estate agents with Integrity Real Estate. I work with Apex has their own real estate company. I work with a lot of people. My goal is to get everybody out of the mindset of renting and buying. A lot of times you'll go through the mortgage process and you'll be like, oh, I'm tired of sending this. I sent you my W-2s. I sent you my paycheck stuff. Why do you want to know what's in my bank account? Oh, I'm getting a gift from my aunt. Why does my aunt need to show her bank account? Why does my dad need to show that? Because they do. Because you do. Why do you have to go to work? Why do you have to follow the rules? Why do you have to do certain things in life? There are rules with everything. And at the end of the day, as a mortgage broker, we're not forcing you to get a loan. We're trying to get you to the point that what you said you wanted to do. You said you wanted to be a homeowner. That's what you said. So when you're going through that process, if you know you truly don't want to be a homeowner, don't even start the process. You're going to waste your money. You're going to waste your earnest money deposit. You're going to waste the seller's time. Get yourself mentally prepared. Manifest in your mind that you are a homeowner. I don't care if you're the first time person that ever bought a house in your family. I don't care what the situation is. It really is not that hard. If you can pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 of rent for years till you're 50, 60, 70, 20, whatever years old, multiply what you're paying for rent times 12 times how many years you've been in that place. That's a down payment. That is a lot of money. Interest rates are higher right now. They're actually plateauing to where they should be. I have a 2% interest rate on my house right now. 2%. Nobody has that. If they did, they bought their house when I bought my house. When is Kajo born? Back in 2007. Okay? I haven't refinanced for my own personal reasons. Normally, yes, you need to refinance and pull money out. I have a lot of money in my property. It's plateauing right now. The seller's market is really crazy. Was really crazy a few months ago. The people that I pre-qualified back in December are not qualified for those same houses now because they waited too long. They thought the market was going to change. They thought that, my friend said this and that. Is your friend in the mortgage industry? If you're sick, are you going to a doctor? Are you going to a holistic? Are you going to go to a plumber? If you need surgery, are you going to a plumber or an electrician? No, you're not. So don't listen to family members. Don't listen to people that don't know what the business is. Whoever you're working with, ask them the questions and just go from there and just buy. You know, it's frustrating as hell, but it's worth it. Everything in life that's worth something is you're going to struggle for it. You're going to put hard work into it. I'm not even going to say struggle. You're going to put hard work into it. So visit my website, www.stoprenting.biz. I have an event coming up in June. It's like a crab roll. It's at a crab place. It's a happy hour. I'll post that on my page, and let's start buying. I gotta get somebody pre-qualified. Closing a loan on Friday. Closed the loan on my son's graduation day on the 2nd. So let's go. Let's get it, guys.